The Steelers trading away Minkah Fitzpatrick hurts me as a Steeler fan. I was not expecting him to be on the trade block this offseason. And when I first got the notification that the Steelers got Jalen Ramsey, I was like, oh, snap. The league done messed up. You giving us Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter Jr., Darius Slay, and Minkah Fitzpatrick? But then a few seconds later, it comes out Minkah Fitzpatrick was included in the trade for Jalen Ramsey, and my heart was just devastated because it felt like the Steelers were doing what they've been doing all offseason long. They take one step forward, making a big addition, and then they take one step backwards. It's like when the Steelers traded for DK Metcalf, you were thinking that you were going to see one of the best receiver duos in the league with DK and George Pickens, and then a while after, they trade away George Pickens to Dallas. And then with this one, you're thinking that you're about to see Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, 3 All-Pros on the defense just for Minkah to get shipped off. And the reason why the Steelers traded away Minkah Fitzpatrick is that it's simple. He wasn't worth the money that the Steelers were paying him based off how he has played the last 2 seasons. His first few seasons in Pittsburgh, he forced 19 turnovers from 2019 to 2022, which included him having a career high 6 interceptions when he was last the All-Pro. But ever since that 2022 All-Pro campaign, he hasn't been the same player. He hasn't had the same impact on the Steelers' defense as what he did when he first arrived. He has only had 1 interception in the past 2 years. And the Steelers didn't feel like he was elite anymore, and he wasn't worth having a $15.5 million cap hit on the books this year, especially when they have to pay TJ Watt his money. And when you look at the analytics, when teams were going at Minkah Fitzpatrick, at one point, he went from being a guy that you wouldn't dare think about throwing it to his side or anywhere in his proximity to all of a sudden becoming whoever offense on Minkah Fitzpatrick. Last season, he had a career-high pass rating of 127 when targeted, and he allowed 78% of passes thrown his way to be completed. So this is obviously a guy that has peaked, and he's now starting to decline. And safeties, like running backs, have a short lifespan of elite level play. Justin Simmons, before he went to the Falcons last year, he was coming off an all-pro season in Denver. Denver shocked everybody when they decided not to bring him back. And then he goes to Atlanta, and we don't hear from him again. And he still is the free agent right now. Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's still a really good safety, but not an elite safety. And he wasn't worth having to take that big of a cap hit when you can get Jalen Ramsey, who was much better last season than what Minkah Fitzpatrick was, taking a less cap hit. And then that still gives you more flexibility to add another guy like a Jonnu Smith and to be able to extend TJ Watt. So there's 2 big reasons why the Steelers decided to move on from Minkah Fitzpatrick. He was starting to regress in his level of play. His contract didn't allow the Steelers to be able to do what they're trying to do with TJ Watt. And they were able to swap him with Jalen Ramsey to get some more cap relief. And as I said, Minkah Fitzpatrick is still a really good player. He's not that good against the pass anymore, but he still is really good against the run. You can play him in the box near the line of scrimmage, and he can come play mop-up duty for you. But it's not as if the Steelers are losing a Super Bowl piece, trading away Minkah Fitzpatrick, because as much as we like him, it's not like the Steelers have won a playoff game with him, and he's not playing great football anymore. He still is playing good football. PFF rated him as the 16th best safety in the league entering this season. But when the Steelers gave him that huge extension a while ago, they weren't looking for 16th best. They were still expecting him to be the best safety in the league. And if you watch the games and you look at the advanced analytics and the advanced metrics, Minkah Fitzpatrick's play has severely dropped down or declined these last couple of years, and he's no longer the player that everybody thinks that he is. You see, Minkah Fitzpatrick is one of those names that when you hear, you think, oh, snap, Minkah Fitzpatrick, that's the elite safety. But when you watch the film and you look at the analytics, they will say otherwise. But a lot of folks aren't really watching these games all that closely. They may see Minkah Fitzpatrick make a play here and there, but overall, he just isn't an elite safety anymore. Now, maybe he goes back to Miami and their defensive coordinator is able to put him in a better situation to succeed. Maybe they play him in the slot a little bit more. Maybe they use him near the line of scrimmage a lot more than what the Steelers did. But with the bad shape that the Dolphins are in right now when it comes to their defensive back room, they're going to need a lot more help than just Minkah Fitzpatrick. But he's not the elite player that his name would have you believe. It's just he's living off name. It's like Cooper Kupp. When you hear the name Cooper Kupp, you think one of the best receivers in the league. But when you look at the production declining over the last couple of years, you come to the realization that maybe Cooper Kupp isn't as good as what his name will have you to believe. And that's the case with Minkah Fitzpatrick. Good player, but not a great player anymore.